Thank you, Marilyn.
You're welcome.
You tell Alice that we're thinking about her.
All right, thank you all.
There's several things I want to say before I start my devotion this morning, and that's what we're going to have. Hopefully we'll be able to have an abbreviated service. And first of all, I want to thank every one of you that wished me happy birthday and so forth. I got some cards and something to give. I got a couple gifts. And I just appreciate your concern. I was listening to one of the ball games yesterday, and they were talking about one of the ball players that lived to the ripe old age of 85. And he's a youngin'. But we really want to appreciate all that. Hopefully, I'm planning something special for next Sunday morning, which is 4th of July Sunday. It's not the 4th of July, but the Sunday before 4th of July. If I can get it done, I'm going to do it. If I can't get it done, then we'll probably just talk about it. My anonymous request, I have no problems with the circumstances involved with it. I have a friend, one friend, that several years ago lost a grandchild as a result of an OD situation. The situation was one of where this group of kids were taking drugs. He OD'd, and they laid there much to die. And she's having problems as a result of that. And just recently, she started to reach out to Ruth, talking to Ruth about the situation. That's what she needs to do, is talk about it. But she's so eaten up with grief right now as a result of losing the grandson and quote, hatred, that I've been praying for and praying that, and I'd like for you to be praying for this friend of mine that is going through that particular situation. Every Sunday, Luke gets involved with my son. My son just loves telling tales to Luke. Everything that he has to say probably actually happened, but not in the way that he says happened. I'm going to tell some stories on him right now. So Steve is an electronic gadget freak. If something comes out that's new, he likes to do it. And everything he does, I'm going to make a comment, is reasonable and for our good. I mean, I'm not saying that this is. For instance, let me point out the fact that in our home, all the inside of the house and all the outside of the house is camera. He gets messages on his phone when somebody comes to the door, and he can watch what's happening, no matter where he is. I'll give you an example of what happened to me last Saturday. Was it Saturday morning? When we had that rain Friday night. Saturday morning, we have water problems in the front of our house. I got up about 6:30. He goes to work at 5 o'clock. I got up about 6:30 when the sun started to come up to go out and see how bad the water was. Unfortunately, it wasn't as bad this time. But as I was turning around from the door, when I was in the living room looking out the door to see how bad it was, I started to turn around. I heard Steve say, "Get back to bed." He could even talk to me when he was in action, supposedly working. One of the things that we have in our house happens to be the Amazon Echo. Now, you know what that is. Alexa, turn the light on. Alexa, turn the light off. Alexa, do this. What's the weather outside? It's a convenience. I was able to put a light in my bedroom that's inconvenient for me to go to the light on. All I have to say is, Alexa, light the light in the bedroom. She says, okay, and the light goes on. Alexa's turn the light off in the bedroom, the light goes off. And for me, when I get up in the middle of the night, and I do quite often, that light coming on is a convenience, because I then can see where I'm going if I'm for fear of tripping over something. So I appreciate that Amazon Echo, but at times it is hilarious. I don't know how many times that we've all split our side as to what has happened. One time Steve was at his computer and he started to play tunes without even being asked to play tunes, and Steve couldn't get it to turn off because he couldn't hear what Steve was saying because of the fact that the tune was so loud. And it's a lot of fun. Last Friday night, as I was going to bed, I said, Alexa, turn the light on the bedroom. Sorry, I'm not connected to TP, whatever TP is. I had no idea. So I asked her 3 times, I got the same answer. So I had to go without the light in the room. Ruth was still up doing something, I think we on Facebook, I'm not sure. And as she got up to go to bed, and I heard her say, Alexis, turn off the living room light. And she said, sorry, I'm not connected to TP. Last night, right, as Ruth and I were talking, all of a sudden Alexis spoke up out of clear blue sky and said, sorry, I don't know the answer to that question. No question was asked her, and we all started to laugh. I think Steve was already in bed. That was, well, we just have a ball with it. But I was wrestling with the sermon. I had 2 or 3 thoughts in my mind. And the idea came to my mind as far as this idea of Alexa not being connected to be able to turn the lights on or off. Stuck with me. And I got thinking, God has made a lot of promises to us. Great and wonderful promises. In fact, in the text that I have in the one verse it says, I have not seen, ear hath not heard, neither hath it entered into the heart of men the things that God has prepared for them that love him. We have a lot of promises of God. And the point I want to make this morning, and I'm going to make it as quick as I can, is the idea that unless we're connected with God, we're not going to receive those promises. Think of that just for a moment. Unless we're connected with God, we're not going to receive those promises. My mind went wild in thinking about different things that occurred. There are a number of things that we have in our home that will not work unless they are connected. First of all, telephone. Have you ever picked up your phone and got nothing? The phone was dead. It may be a storm has knocked out the phone for a moment. But if you had a call for help, what would you do? What would you do if that phone wasn't connected? And I got thinking about that. I thought about Peter as he was walking the water. He began to sink when he looked around and saw everything was happening. And he cried out, Lord, save me. And I'm going to share this with you. There have been a number of times in my life that I have literally used almost those same words, Lord, save me. I can remember one Christmas when I was scheduled to preach a fill-in sermon at the Mineral Ridge Church in Ohio, up above Youngstown and up around Cleveland area. And as I was driving back, we hit into an ice storm as we hit Canton, Ohio. We were down in my wife's home in Portsmouth, Ohio. And I was driving along, boy, it was treacherous. It was treacherous. And all of a sudden I began to spin on that ice. We were coming into the Kentfield area. And as I was spinning that ice, I knew we were going off to the shore. And I said, Lord, save me. And all of a sudden that car just stopped. And the truck driver was behind me and pulled up and he said, do you need help getting out of there? I said, sure do. So he got a chain and he pulled me on out. There was very little traffic on the road. And he looked at me and says, I don't know what ever did, but you are 4 feet over that ravine that's on the side of the road. He said, the car came back without even going over the ravine. And I feel God answered my prayer. But if we're not connected with God, only the Christian has the promise of answered prayer. That doesn't mean that God will not answer the prayer of a sinner, but only the Christian as the promise of answered prayer. In Hebrews, the 4th chapter, the 15th verse, where we have not a high priest which cannot be touched with the feeling of our infirmities, but was in all points tempted like we are, but without sin. Yet let us therefore come boldly unto the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace in the help at time of help. And the second chapter of the book of Hebrews, the 17th verse, says that he can help us with our temptation, that Jesus Christ is also tempted. I'm not going to read all that scripture. The second thing, we talked about the echo turning on and off the lights. What happens if your electricity goes off? If the lights are not turned on, if we're not walking in the light, if we're not in the light as he is, 1 John 1:5, I'm going to skip Ephesians there, but 1 John 1:5. This then is the message which we have heard of him, declare unto you that God is light, and in him is no darkness at all. If we say that we have fellowship with him and walk in darkness, we lie. We do not the truth. But if we walk in the light as he is in light, we have fellowship one with another, and the blood of the Lord Jesus Christ, his Son, cleanses us from all sin. Wow. But what if we're walking in darkness? I love at one time when I could walk to go through caves. I would love going through caves. That just fascinates me. All those caverns underneath. There is a number of caves I've been through. I've been through the Cascade Caves down here and all around Allenfield, Kentucky. I've been in through the Lost Sea, and I just love to go through caves. And one of the things that they do when you go in a cave, have you ever been there when they turn the lights out? Man, you can even see your hand in front of your face when they do that. And if we walk in darkness, and I think the whole world is in darkness unless they're a Christian, I think we lose out on being able to see where we're going in the blessings. The third thing I have here, now, by the way, I had all kinds of things I was going to say about some of this. We need to get away from the world. And then we do that by turning television on. If you're on cable, I'm sure you are, because 99% of the people in the United States are. That cable goes out, and you're sitting there without television. We need to get away from it. Steve, when he was home during the time that he was recuperating from his problems that he's had recently, he would look at me and say, "Dad, what do you watch now?" And I said, "Usually now I have television turned off. I don't watch television during the day except for a few programs. I love Who Wants to Be a Millionaire to see how much I don't know. Things of this world. That we need to realize that television is a distraction. I think oftentimes we lose out on our devotions and our thinking about God when we have it on. And sometimes we need to turn it off, pick up our Bibles, and in the quiet of the day, read what God has to say to us. I feel that we need to not get entangled with the world. And by the way, I think television right now is horrible. All you hear is the struggles that's going on in the world, everything else. While I'm concerned about that, and we need to know about it, I think we need to spend more time with God than with television. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. And last, what about comfort? If the furnace goes out, I have a lift chair. I don't know if you ever have a lift chair, but I have a lift chair that I can get set up where I can get my legs up in the air and set it where I'm totally comfortable, and then I go sleep. But I have that lift chair. And I have been in a lift chair, not the one I have now, when the electricity's gone off. And you get stuck. You get stuck. Have you ever tried to get up a lift chair when it doesn't work?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's horrible. But And yet we have the idea of the comfort that is given to us as a result of the conveniences we have. And notice what Paul says about this comfort. Blessed be God, even the Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Father of all mercies, and the God of all comfort, who comforted us in our tribulation, that we may also be comforted to comfort them which are in any trouble, by the comfort wherewith we ourselves are comforted of God. For as the sufferings of Christ abound in us, so our consolation also abounds by Christ. Whether we be afflicted, it is for your consolation and salvation, which is effective and in the enduring of the same sufferings which we also suffer. Or whether we be comforted, it is for your consolation and salvation. And our hope of you is steadfast, knowing that as you are partakers of the sufferings, so shall we also be of the consolation. Great and wonderful are the promises of God. Promise to overcome temptation, if there's a way of escape. Promise to comfort even in our greatest tribulation, our greatest trials. The comfort of answered prayer. The comfort of knowing, walking in light, and knowing where we're going and how to get there. What a great joy it is when we have the proper connections, be connected with God. We're going to sing one verse of the invitation hymn. We're going to stand as we sing, or you can have a little bit early. We're going to stand as we sing, and let the Spirit of God dwell in our hearts and our lives. Just